And we're going to talk about, we've been talking about, of course, what every Christian should seek. And of course, number one was the command of Christ. I won't go through all of them, but we definitely seen that there is a command to do what God's called us to do. And of course that command, go ye therefore and teach all nations. And then in Mark 16:15, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel. You don't just preach it with your mouth, you preach it with your ways of life, your actions, and you're preaching something to somebody all the time, So just remember that we are his and we are a testimony for him. And then we looked at the condition of the unsaved, how God just shows us so much, where we're at. He's very plain with us, thank God. He doesn't beat around the bush. He tells us like it is. And he even told us there in the last part of my last lesson last week was what the Bible declares, how we're lost, how we're perishing, how we're under God's wrath, how we are commanded. We're condemned. Really, we're condemned already. And there's just, we were born in sin, as we were talking about earlier. And not only that, but we were without hope, and without Christ. But the devil, unfortunately, has a lot of people blinded. And we looked at that in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 34. How we are blinded, and we speak of that or they are blinded, but we have the glorious gospel light. And that's why I wanted to focus on the gospel today, because the glorious gospel light is what God says will unblind the minds of the people. So we need to be shining that gospel light. But not only that, that we were condemned on the road to hell, and how he told us that enter ye into the strait gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be that go in. So we see it's real easy to go that route. The devil wants to keep you full of the cares of this world, so you won't examine yourself and say, whoa, here, what did I do? That's why the gospel is so important, because it's like, hey, here's the way out. This is the way, So it's so important. And, and then last but not least, we were dead already in sin. As he has quickened us, who were dead in trespasses and sins, Ephesians 2:1. So we see all this, and we know that we've got a job to do. We have a responsibility. Why? Because we have knowledge. When you have knowledge, you have a responsibility. So we don't want to be silent about this. This is not God's way. And so in Romans, I want to give you this right here as a gospel, as just to kind of fill you in on Paul here, of how he thought about it. One of the greatest apostles of all time. He was even before that. God had to blind that man to get him to look up. Yes, he did. But you know what? He was such a force at what he did prior to that. Some men, you got to blind them. God about killed me to get my attention. Really, I should have been dead. I should have been dead. But I woke up, thank God, when he did, after duh, son, what are you even being here? Now I'm drinking. Now he's sneaking in on me to shorten my days with sugar. Amen. So there you go. So I found out that sneak attack through my son there telling me, amen. And by the way, my son is here for Father's Day. I just wanted to say that. Son, come up here a second. I just want you to, I've got your link. I've got his link on my YouTube channel now. I've got his link.
Oh, the camera?
Yeah, I want you in the camera.
Hello.
All right, so I've got his link on the YouTube channel. And I wanted the Bible link, the Bible stories.
Yep.
I want you to explain the difference in your channel and the Bible link to the people.
Oh, well, it's all on the same channel. It's
Okay.
all on my YouTube channel, but I do some videos about, God, Sunday studies, I call them, stuff like that. Or like other videos where I talk about history of the Bible and stuff like that. Ways to try to get people who maybe wouldn't click on a Sunday school video, but would click on like a history video, and then I trick them to get them not. But it does let a lot of people who aren't really geared towards learning about God directly kind of accidentally find out more about him. And I've seen a lot of success with that. And I really do like kind of, I call it like the first hook, right? You know, people have never really thought about things of God and stuff like that. There's a lot of different ways you can lead someone to God other than just from behind a pulpit.
So true. And we discussed that in the truck on the way home of how that God is using his channel, his main channel, Wendigoon, as a hook. He's using Isaiah actually as a hook to get them over to that Sunday studies and to see the God that's in him. They see that without him either. It just comes out, you know. So, and it's really, God's really changing lives. And I'm just so thankful for my son, and I'm so proud of him. You know that. And,
He's a fisherman.
I do all right sometimes.
God made him. He's a fisher of men in a way I never dreamed of, you know. But thank you.
Cool stuff. Yeah, of course.
I love you. I
too.
love my son. And yes, fisher. He says, "I will make you fishers of men." God, his videos, those, even his lowest one, his Bible study one, will be 100,000 people plus. He's got some of those Bible study videos that are 6 million views. Amen. Wow. So that's how God's using him. I just want y'all to know thousands and thousands of texts are given to him of how God's using him to change people's lives. So I just want you to see the magnitude of that. That's what got me in that channel. And my son, thank God, said, "Dad, I'm not leaving till you do your first video." It got me to go on that, you know, because of the power of that app, you know, of what's there to reach God's people that would never come to a church, you know, never darken a church. So, you know, anything can be used for good or evil. Okay, so we take it and we turn it around. We use it for God's glory. Amen. But thank you, son.
I got like 10 followers.
Yeah, he's got 10 followers. He's going at it.
More than us.
Amen. 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 So, but you know, to get back to it, you know, that's what we're talking about here today, the glorious gospel. And let's look here at Paul in the very first chapter. He says, "Paul, a servant of Jesus Christ, called to be an apostle, separated," here, look at this, "separated unto the gospel of God." That ought to be us right there. We ought to be a separate people. We ought to be a peculiar people. You know, it's like, that guy, he just don't quite fit in my square hole here. You know, he's not fitting here. Yeah, that's right. That's it. And I tell my kids all the time, I say, "You want to be different? Love people. Be a Christian. Have the fruit of the Spirit." Whoa. Gentleness, love, peace, joy, gentleness, kindness, meekness, long-suffering. You know, all this in the world we live in today, you'll stick out like a sore thumb. Amen.